Valorant on mobile. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're probably never going to play this on mobile, but a lot of people will. And I think it's very important that these games make their way to mobile. Mobile is such a huge part of the gaming scene, just globally, because it's more accessible, there's more phones out there, it's with you at like every time, like every hour of the day. It's a very important console, and you know, they're getting so much better. You've just seen the whole iPhone 15 launch and how they put Resident Evil Village on the new iPhone 15. It's really important that we get to play these games on mobile, and I'm so grateful that Riot have actually, you know, announced it. 2021, they announced the launch of Valorant on mobile, and right now there's a beta that's going on in China. Not many people outside of China have access to the beta, if any. I do assume that, you know, some people are, you know, being sneaky and skirting the ranks, but it's cool that it's out there and that people are actually getting their hands on and playing it. But there's a really cool feature that they've announced on Valorant updates that I really want to come to PC, and that is the MVP animation. This is something they've borrowed from Overwatch when there's the play of the game, for instance, and you've got like your custom MVP animation, something that you got in a loot box, but in Valorant's case, you're probably going to be able to buy this in the store as an in-game purchase, and it will just showcase the MVP of the match. There aren't necessarily plays of the game in Valorant, but we all know that it is a game of utility, and who provides them as utility, and that's quantifiable. So the MVP is always the person on the front of the podium, you know, that podium at the end of the match. We want to see an animation showing off what that person can do, and looks really sick, I must say. I really like what they've done. This one that they announced was Reyna's MVP animation, and it looks so rad. A lot of these additions, I hope, are gonna make their way through over to PC. That's the first thing, because I really want to be able to see this kind of stuff. The second thing is that I hope that this opens the door for more skins in game, because right now there's only gun skins, but what about character skins? That's going to make a big difference with an MVP animation, because you'll be able to see your character. You know, you keep the same silhouette. You know, that's how Overwatch have done it. You keep the same silhouette of the characters, and Valorant silhouettes are great. You know exactly who you're going up against immediately. You know, you just by seeing the shape of the character, you don't actually necessarily need to see the skin. It's great. It's something they've borrowed from Pixar and all those great films where characters are designed based, like, if you can see just their shape and know who they are, you know that's an iconic character. So I'm glad that they're doing that, and I just really hope that they're going to be introducing new skins. When it comes to local servers here in South Africa, I don't know if this is going to be included in local servers. We're going to need them. I think that this huge upsurge to Valorant from other games in South Africa is because there are local servers. We're getting like remarkable performance in the games. I'm getting like 3 milliseconds ping. I say this like in pretty much every video I'm playing, but we've never really seen that, and that's kind of like a LAN environment. But obviously there's no Ethernet or anything when it comes to phones. You're going to be playing this game over Wi-Fi. Local servers are going to make a massive difference, and great netcode is going to make or break this game. But Riot are really good at making mobile games. League of Legends Wild Rift is such a good game, and you know, a lot of people take dumps on mobile games. What they've done, do yourself a favor, play it. If you've played MOBAs, like, get a hold of Wild Rift. It is so good. I got a lot of friends that I played MOBAs with. I played a lot of Dota. I played some League of Legends. And League of Legends Wild Rift is actually genius because it's not a direct port from League of Legends to the phone. What they've done is they've redesigned it from the ground up, as if, like, what if we took this universe, this really popular MOBA universe, and thought about MOBAs for the first time on mobile. And in some ways, and people are going to hate me for this, but in some ways it's a better game than League of Legends on desktop. And if you do agree with me, please let me know in the comments. You know, I have a lot of friends who that's what they exclusively did. They sold their PC and they have a relatively decent phone, and they just have sessions where they play with their friends online. And that shows that Riot really understand mobile, that you can't just take an existing game and just dump it onto another generation or another console, another way of playing. The same thing happened with first-person shooters. They used to be mouse and keyboard, then they moved over to to consoles. And when they moved over to consoles, a lot of work had to be done to make sure that the analog sticks worked. And arguably, Black on the PlayStation 2 was probably the first game that actually did a really, really good job of this. And the same people that made Black ended up being Infinity Ward, who made Call of Duty and Call of Duty 4, which I would say is one of the best shooters on analogs and on console. And they've paved the way for first-person shooters to do very well on consoles. I mean, yes, Halo as well. So I know you're thinking that, but Call of Duty did that for us. And those developers who now went on to make Respawn Entertainment, which is obviously Apex Legends, they know how to make a video game. It's a very, very good video game. So taking this new console, this new platform, mobile, and starting Valorant from the ground up, re-envisioning Valorant from the ground up, means that I think it's going to be a very good game. I doubt there'll be any cross-platform. In fact, I'll put like money on the fact that there will be no cross-platform, especially with all these new animations that are coming out. It looks like a completely different game. And can you imagine how upset people would be if we had to play against each other with mouse and keyboard and phones? You guys are going to get absolutely trounced unless there's really good, unless there's really good compensation for, unless there's really good aim assist on mobile. That's it. That's probably not something that is impossible, but, a lot of people are going to be mad at it. So follow Valorant updates on Twitter. I'm not going to call it X. I'm calling it Twitter because it's always been Twitter for me. They've got some really cool stuff that is dropping for Valorant Mobile. What do you think of the game? Personally, I think this is great for gamers worldwide. More people have access to a really cool game. I'm tired of battle royales taking over mobile games. I want to see more and more of these competitive shooters. And because there are fewer people that have to be connected to a match, I think it's going to do better than a battle royale. I love Call of Duty Mobile. I think it's a really solid game, and there needs to be something that can compete with it in that space so that we can have a really strong competitive shooter on mobile. Will you be playing it? Will you be playing it? I really just hope that they've got. I really hope that they've got controller support at launch, or the dock. I really hope they got controller support at launch, or support for. I really hope that they've got controller support at launch. I think that's super important. That's something that Call of Duty Mobile didn't have, and that really affected it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'll see you in another video. And if you want to help this channel out big time, hitting that like button and subscribing makes a huge, huge difference. Dropping a comment, just, sharing this with a friend, hugging me virtually. No, don't do that. I know I need a virtual hug. I need a real life hug, but yeah, anyway. I'll see you guys in another video. Cheers.
Spike planted. Last player standing. You lose. Last player standing.